Hi, and today I want to talk to you about what our world consists of. Likely you know about atoms. You think our world consists of atoms, different atoms, and they form us. Yes, it's right. And you may even know that atoms consist of protons and neutrons, surrounded by electrons. Alright, it's great. But do you know what are other particles except for the protons and neutrons? Yes, there is a lot of them, a whole bunch. And in fact, I'm gonna tell you about them right now. So follow me. First, we'll start with the hadrons. Look, what are hadrons? Hadrons are those particles, those outstanding guys. Here they are. And there is another type of particles. They are mesons. But you'll ask, what's the difference? The difference is simple. Imagine, hadrons are like stationary things, like, well, your door, your ball, something, what you have in your hand, maybe it's some box. Those stationary things are hadrons. In fact, the neutrons and protons are as well hadrons. But what are then mesons? Well, mesons are quite different. They are the things that allow hadrons to interact with each other. Kind of, well, imagine you want to push something like a ball, and what you need to do is actually to stretch your hand and push it. So, in fact, your hand in this case is actually a meson. So, you push a hadron. One hadron may push another using a meson. So, using them, they interact. So, mesons are particles of interaction, and hadrons are stationary things. So, now let's examine, in particular, what hadrons include. What particles do hadrons include? Well, most hadrons are actually baryons, and don't be afraid of the name. Baryons are simply particles which consist of three things. Three things. What are those three things? Well, quarks. And I'll make a certain video about them, specific video, or maybe you know about them. But don't be afraid if you don't. Those are just particles. Imagine them as the bricks, building blocks. So baryons consist of those three quarks, just quarks. And actually, the baryons have some special particles themselves, the nucleons. The nucleons are special baryons that are able to stay for a long time. So, imagine the protons and neutrons are able to stay for a long time, actually, because of they form atoms. But most of the baryons uh, decay really fast, super fast, in a matter of seconds, most of them, and even faster. So, nucleons are those particles that stay for ages, really long time. And the baryons themselves, in most cases, are do live just for a short time. Short time. So, now I want to say that hadrons actually have other particles, except for baryons that have three quarks inside. They're able to have exotic particles. And what's it? Some kind of an interesting thing. Yes, those exotic particles are able to have 5, 7, and even more quarks inside. But because of their mass and because of their certain features, they do not live so long. So we are actually trying to discover more and more of those particles that are able to live longer, still being exotic. But, well, it's really hard. So it's all about hadrons. Now, let's think about mesons. Mesons are such particles that have actually two quarks inside. Kind of, you see? Here you did have 3, 5, 7, odd number of particles, or odd number of quarks. And mesons do have 2, 4, 6, so kind of it's going to be an even number of quarks inside. So which types of mesons do we have? It's pretty much simple. We have either simple mesons that include just two particles, or we are able to have exotic mesons that are going to have 4, 6, and 8, so kind of particles packed inside. But as more packed, as more quarks are inside those mesons, those exotic mesons, as faster they will decay, because it's kind of harder to hold. Imagine, in case you hold a huge tank of water, how much power should you have to hold it? In comparison to some small bucket of fruits or cherries. What's easier to hold? Well, surely the bucket instead of the whole tank of water. So, because of it, in most cases, the particles that have a huge amount of quarks inside do decay faster. So, this was a quick overview of hadrons and mesons. Now, I think you may answer a few questions. First, what are baryons? What do you think? What are baryons? Second, what are mesons? It's important. And what type of hadrons are the neutrons and protons? Answer those questions, and I'll see you soon. By the way, I want to recommend you, I've recently written my own book, and it covers the whole theme about the quantum physics. So, if you're interested, please check it out in the description down below. And I hope to see you soon. So, bye.